This is Mike Danforth. He's the executive producer of NPR's Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me, and the host of the How to Do Everything podcast, and a friend to animals.
This is Ian, senior producer of Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me, host of How to Do Everything, and he owns a cat. He owns it. He's not maybe friends with it, but he's more of a person who treats animals like property. My first internship was at a commercial radio station, and all of the profits that they make from ads and underwriting all goes towards their corporate bosses. Majority of it does. So the equipment we were using was super old computers, cutting on tape, and the studios were outdated. We were all crammed in little desks. Here, I think this is true. All the money goes towards the station and towards the programs. And so we have nice equipment. We have updated computers. And that's where the focus is on. We spend money on sending reporters to do these stories and stuff like that. And that's a huge difference. I think there's also probably pressure on ratings. Like if something isn't performing well, in commercial radio, there's much greater pressure to fix that immediately. Here, I think, in public radio, which isn't always to the benefit of the listeners, things are allowed to fail and correct themselves. And with that, I think you have a greater chance for creativity that you don't have in the commercial broadcasting.
And I think too, in terms of the kind of things we cover, it's a meritocracy. It's the things that we think are going to be the best on the radio. There's nobody telling us, well, maybe don't talk about this because we have a sponsor who's on this side of this story. I'm watching the West Wing on Netflix now, and there's this episode where John Bon Jovi shows up in an episode. It's so weird.
Is he John Bon Jovi?
He's John Bon Jovi, and he's all throughout the episode, and he has all these lines, and he's like helping out with the campaign, and it doesn't make any sense for the flow of the show. And I was remembering there was this thing NBC did where like John Bon Jovi was their resident.
It's an artist in residence.
Yeah.
Artist in residence.
So there was clearly this deal with him where he was going to be on the West Wing, and I think he was on NBC Nightly News and all this stuff. And it's so dumb. And it's so clearly, like, I know the writers of that show were like, really? We have to write John Bon Jovi into this show because you made this deal? And that kind of thing never happens. That said, it would be fun to have Bon Jovi on our show sometime. This is not about Bon Jovi.
If you were an artist in residence, like just in the office, playing songs during the day, showing up at meetings, I bet he's got funny ideas.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things I think makes our show unique is that we work for NPR, which is based in Washington. So all our bosses are far, far away in Washington. And our offices are here at WBEZ in Chicago, and there are no bosses here.
Nobody walks by your desk and says, maybe consider this.
So there's no one really watching what we're doing. And so we have all week, and then the first time people hear it in Washington is Saturday when everybody else hears it. And by then it's too late, and we've already won.
I was working for a commercial thing in New York, and everything had to go through headquarters in L.A. It was horrible.
They send you notes?
Oh, yeah. They killed things that we did.
So we don't have that problem. It's great.
Yeah. A lot of things that you hear on the radio and that you see on TV, especially nonfiction stuff, the people producing it don't always stop to ask, am I genuinely curious about what we're doing? Because, a lot of times you have an hour, 2 hours to fill. People are on deadlines. There's a lot of pressure. And so you're just like, what can we do to fill this time? And I think the best things that you hear and you see are when people are genuinely curious. There's a real question they want to answer. And I think that goes for fiction too. And then I think in those stories, once you are producing what you're producing, ask yourself, does anything in this surprise me? Is there anything that I didn't see coming or that I want to tell people about later? I think just like all these things are just thermometers for, am I having a real human reaction to this, or am I just, doing my assignment?
I would say that we're at a time in our culture where because of the internet, you have so much freedom and opportunity to create stuff. And one of the things we did a couple years ago was start a podcast called How to Do Everything, which allowed us to kind of do the stuff that we can't do on Wait. And to Ian's point about being curious about stuff and pursuing things that you're actually interested in, this is an opportunity for us to do that. And we did it basically with like a microphone, which we bought, and then we hosted it for free on the internet. We edited it using, I guess, equipment that we have, but there's a lot of editing equipment that people can get. GarageBand, right? You can edit stuff on that. But you have every opportunity to create your own media stuff, whether it's a podcast. I don't know what kind of film stuff you can do. And you can do it for free. So I think that now is a chance, if you're interested and you have something you're genuinely interested in, there's no excuse for you not to go do it.
A lot of the podcasts we find are like 2 hours long of 5 dudes sitting in a room. You know, I think like it helps to be short because, you know, it's easy to try. You know, you don't have to, people can, you know, there's, they can try it and then go do other things.
They're snacks, not meals.
Yeah. I think that helps. I think it also, I think I like the vibe of a lot of podcasts, that they're more casual and they feel more like human beings actually talk than, you know, some other things that you encounter. But I think being producers, as long as we know that it takes a good bit of work to make stuff sound like that. And I think like bearing in mind that you want to sound casual, but just sitting around in front of a microphone and being casual doesn't quite give you the product that maybe you're looking for. I don't know if that makes sense.
I think exactly. And I also think that you can't underestimate the power of being able to promote our show on NPR. Like, we are able to promote How to Do Everything every week on Wait, Don't Tell Me, and that's huge. So I mean, the quality of the podcast aside, we're able to cut through a lot because we can tell, you know, 4 million people every week to go listen to us. And some of them do, and that helps.
So, yeah, if you're producing a podcast, tell at least 4 million people about it a week.
It's that simple. All right. You good?
Hey, thanks. You're good at this. Yes, yeah.
No pressure from you. Like, I feel like you were just asking us cool questions, but yeah, didn't feel like I was on the spot.
That's how it's supposed to be, right?
Yeah.
All right.